Did you know the guy who created the first hybrid car way back in 1899 also created Porsche? Yeah, you heard that right. Ferdinand Porsche, the genius behind the iconic sports car brand, was revolutionizing the auto industry before most people even owned a car. But the story of Porsche, the company, is so much more than just one man. It's a saga of ambition, war, family drama, and a relentless pursuit of speed and perfection. So buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the incredible history of Porsche. It all starts with Ferdinand Porsche, an engineering prodigy born in 1875 in what was then Austria-Hungary. From a young age, he was fascinated by electricity and mechanics. While his father wanted him to take over the family plumbing business, Ferdinand had bigger dreams. He was a tinkerer, always experimenting. At just 18, he joined an electrical company and quickly rose through the ranks. His true passion, however, was the automobile, a brand new invention at the time. His first major creation was absolutely groundbreaking. In 1899, while working for the Lohner Company, he designed the Lohner Porsche. This wasn't just any car, it was the world's first hybrid vehicle, powered by a gasoline engine that generated electricity for hub-mounted electric motors in the wheels. Think about that for a second. The technology we see in a Toyota Prius today had its roots in a design from over 120 years ago. He even made a fully electric version. This car was a sensation at the 1900 Paris World Fair. Ferdinand Porsche wasn't just building cars, he was inventing the future. After his success at Lohner, Ferdinand moved on to other major automakers like Austro-Daimler and then Daimler-Benz in Germany. He was the mastermind behind some of their most successful racing cars, earning the nickname the Great Engineer. He designed powerful engines and sleek aerodynamic bodies that dominated the racetracks of Europe. He was a racing fanatic, believing that the track was the ultimate testing ground for new technologies. This racing DNA would become the absolute core of the Porsche brand later on. But Ferdinand had a dream of his own, to create a small, affordable car for the masses. This dream would lead him to his most famous and perhaps most controversial project. In 1931, he started his own design and engineering firm in Stuttgart. A few years later, he was commissioned by the German government, under Adolf Hitler, to design a people's car, or as it's known in German, a Volkswagen. This project resulted in the iconic Volkswagen Beetle. Its rear-engine, air-cooled design was simple, reliable, and cheap to produce, all hallmarks of Ferdinand's engineering philosophy. The Beetle would go on to become one of the best-selling cars of all time, but its origins are forever tied to a dark period in history. During World War II, Porsche's firm was heavily involved in designing military vehicles for Germany, including the Tiger I and Tiger II heavy tanks. This involvement would have serious consequences. After the war, Ferdinand Porsche was arrested by French authorities for his ties to the Nazi regime and was imprisoned for 20 months without trial. While his father was in prison, the Porsche story took a pivotal turn. It was Ferdinand's son, Ferdinand Anton Ernst Porsche, better known as Ferry Porsche, who would truly build the brand we know today. Ferry shared his father's passion for cars, but had a different vision. He famously said, "In the beginning, I looked around and could not find the car I'd been dreaming of, so I decided to build it myself." That dream car would become the very first Porsche. In a small sawmill in Gmund, Austria, where the company had relocated to escape the bombing in Stuttgart, Ferry and a small team of engineers got to work. Using components from the Volkswagen Beetle, including its engine and suspension, they created something entirely new. In 1948, the Porsche 356 was born. It was a small, lightweight, rear-engine sports car with a sleek, hand-built aluminum body. It was nimble, fun to drive, and beautifully designed. The Porsche 356 #1 Roadster was the prototype, the genesis of it all. It wasn't incredibly powerful, but its lightweight design and excellent handling made it a joy on winding roads. When Ferdinand Porsche was finally released from prison, he saw the car his son had created, and reportedly said with tears in his eyes that he wouldn't have changed a single bolt. He had passed the torch. The 356 quickly gained a reputation in the racing world, winning its class in its very first race at Innsbruck. This victory set the stage for Porsche's future motorsport dominance. The company moved back to Stuttgart, Germany, and began series production of the 356. They switched from expensive aluminum bodies to more practical steel ones, allowing them to ramp up production. The car was a hit, especially in America, where it became a symbol of style and performance. People loved its unique design and its giant-killing performance on the racetrack. Porsche was no longer just an engineering firm, it was a sports car manufacturer, and its legend was growing. Ferdinand Porsche passed away in 1951, living just long enough to see his name on the hood of a production car and witness the beginnings of his son's success. Ferry Porsche was now in full control, and he continued to refine the 356 and steer the company with a steady hand, always staying true to his father's principles of lightweight, efficient engineering. But as the 1950s rolled on, Ferry knew that the 356, which was still based on the old Beetle platform, would eventually need a successor. The company needed a car that was bigger, more powerful, and more comfortable, but without losing that special Porsche character. This challenge fell to Ferry's own son, Ferdinand Alexander Porsche, nicknamed Bootsy. He was a talented designer, not an engineer like his father and grandfather. His task was to design the next generation of Porsche. The project was initially called the 901. Bootsy's design was a masterstroke. It was a larger, more modern fastback coupe that was still instantly recognizable as a Porsche. It kept the rear engine layout but featured a brand new, more powerful six-cylinder boxer engine, which provided that signature Porsche sound and performance. However, there was a problem. Just as they were about to launch the car in 1964, the French automaker Peugeot objected to the name. Peugeot claimed they had the exclusive rights to use three-digit car names with a 0 in the middle. Rather than fight a legal battle, Porsche simply changed the 0 to a 1. And just like that, the legendary Porsche 911 was born. The 911 was an instant icon. It was faster, more sophisticated, and more practical than the 346, yet it retained that pure, driver-focused feel. It was a car you could drive to the office during the week and race on the track on the weekend. This versatility became a key part of the 911's appeal. Over the years, Porsche introduced countless variations. The open-top Targa with its distinctive roll bar, the high-performance 911S, and of course, the mighty 911 Turbo. The 911 Turbo, introduced in 1975, was a game-changer. It used turbocharging technology developed on the racetrack to create a road car with brutal acceleration and a fearsome reputation. With its massive whale tail, spoiler, and wide wheel arches, the Turbo became the ultimate poster car of the 70s and 80s, a true supercar for the road. While the 911 was the heart of the brand, Porsche also experimented with other models. In the 1970s, they introduced the 924, 944, and 928. These were front-engined, water-cooled cars designed to be potential replacements for the aging 911. The 928, in particular, was a luxurious Grand Tourer with a powerful V8 engine, and it even won the European Car of the Year award in 1978. But the Porsche faithful were die-hard fans of the rear-engined 911. Despite being technically advanced, these front-engine models never fully captured the hearts of enthusiasts in the same way, and the 911 stubbornly refused to die. The 80s and early 90s were a turbulent time for Porsche. A global recession and unfavorable exchange rates hit the company hard. Sales plummeted, and for a moment, it seemed like Porsche might not survive. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy, but Porsche did what it does best. It innovated its way out of trouble. They brought in new management who streamlined production using Japanese manufacturing techniques. They also made a bold decision. For the first time since its introduction, the 911 would be completely redesigned. The 996 generation, launched in 1997, was a radical departure. It was the first 911 to have a water-cooled engine, a move that horrified many purists. The classic round headlights were also replaced with controversial fried egg-shaped lights. But this new 911, along with the introduction of a new, more affordable mid-engine sports car, the Boxster, saved the company. The Boxster, launched in 1996, was a huge commercial success. It shared many parts with the new 911, which drastically cut production costs. These two models brought Porsche back from the brink and set it on a path to unprecedented success. Then, in 2002, Porsche did the unthinkable. The small sports car company launched an SUV, the Cayenne. The purists were in an uproar. How could the maker of the 911 build a heavy off-road vehicle? But Ferry Porsche himself had once said that if Porsche built an off-road vehicle with a Porsche crest on the hood, it would sell. And he was right. The Cayenne was an enormous success. It was a Porsche through and through, with incredible performance and handling for its size. The profits from the Cayenne funded the development of even better sports cars, ensuring the future of the 911 and models like the Carrera GT supercar. Today, Porsche is more successful than ever. The lineup has expanded to include the Panamera sedan and the smaller Macan SUV. And in a nod to its very origins, with Ferdinand Porsche's first hybrid car, the company is now a leader in electric performance with the Taycan, a stunning all-electric sports sedan that proves an EV can have the soul of a Porsche. From a single man's dream to a global icon, the story of Porsche is a testament to the power of innovation, the importance of heritage, and an unwavering passion for performance. It's a brand forged on the racetrack and perfected on the road, constantly evolving while staying true to its core identity. So, what do you think is the most iconic Porsche ever made? Is it the original 356, the legendary 911, or maybe something else? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through automotive history, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more stories like this. See you in the next one.